Hey, I'm back. Well, I did my travel view down to the defensive tower building. It's still the defensive tower building, but the DOT and the DOST, uh, the Sol System, the Office of Sol System down there has combined now, and they're all in one, not separated by rooms and shit like they were. Not, excuse me, not exactly. So I went to communications over there. Then I talked to Sinhei Rin on Ceres for about 30 minutes. I am more or less been designated as holding the position that I held in an honorary type position, which I don't understand. I really don't understand it. I don't know. They are. I feel like it's an obsession for people to pull me into things that I don't want to do. I don't understand where it's going. I don't. I don't understand where it's going. I don't really understand where it came from, where it all started. I don't understand. But these people are older. All of these people are older than me. They're wiser than me. They're smarter than me. And so I told her I could do what they could when she needed me to help, like in some kind of decision or something, or I don't know what my purpose is for doing all that. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, we talked. It was all nice and pleasant and stuff. And she kind of informed me about the ship making and how that was progressing because they were the leaders of the ship making in the Sol system up until the ASABs became more public and became more of their own people by declaration of the Council of the Sol system over a year and a half ago. Over a year and a half ago. During our battles and shit, we formed the Sol System Council, Council of Sol System. That I'm not in charge of. Sinhei Rin is in charge of that now. She is the council leader. I'm an honorary seat. That's all I want. I don't even want that really. So we talked about that and ships and going on, and everything was going well. She's allowed some. This one was for being tired. That yawn was for being tired. She has begun to allow some trade just outside our borders, and our ships bring it back through the border. There hasn't been not one instance of a problem in the 8 months I was gone. Not one. Not one instance. I think that's pretty good. We set that up right. We had the right ideas, and it's been kept. Everything's been kept, in increasing trade as the situations present themselves and what they want for the trades. You know, there's things out there that we don't have in our solar system. I understand it. I may not like it, but I understand it. And so that's kind of where that is. It's just where it is. And it's not a whole lot that's going to be done about it in any way, shape, or form. It just has to be that way. Go up one more row right there. And I'm changing some of my print size in here because I don't have to go back so far to read it, because now I have 4 monitors. So I can change the size of some of this text. So that was the Sin Hey Rin conversation. Pretty much covers it all. Then I had the one communication that came about 2:45 or so, and we called Zakema on Mars, and I chatted for a few minutes. The real purpose of that call was to talk with Cynthia. Cynthia is our pronunciation of the leader of the insectoids of Mars. The insectoids of Mars have pretty much, they have the most population. And etc. I already knew that. They have most of the population. The reptoids are the second ones. And then you have all the other colonies that are there. And there are some ASABs there as well that were part of the colonies that were there. There were some German Fourth Reichs there that were asked to leave or be eradicated. They chose to leave. They left the solar system. When the ones that left Mars left, that was the last. They wanted to hold on and try to get back to Earth, but that wasn't happening. Not at that time. And that came from me at that time. Not when the last left, but when they tried to communicate in order to get back into the solar system and come to Terra, that was a flat hell no. It was a go fuck yourself situation. So that's how that turned out. It's gone. Now we have there are some other original humans that ended up on Mars in the subsurfaces of Mars. They went there as abducted slaves for the Germans and our government and others. Now they are their own little communities inside these larger colonies, and they do the best they can. The word is, if as long as they do what they're supposed to do and don't cause no trouble, everything's fine. They've had to change and adapt to the ways of the colonies in which they inhabit, or else. And it hasn't been a problem because they know what the or else means. And that's pretty much the end of that. I don't know if there was any that were considered negatives and dealt with or not. I've never asked. It isn't an issue, and I don't care. All of the above. So I talked to Catherine for a while, and I talked to Catherine a while. And then I talked to the First of Mars and First Lady of Mars, Linda. First and Linda is the leaders of the ASABs on Mars. First of Mars, we have a First of Terra now as well that came here and became First of Terra with his wife. The ASABs, the leaders of the ASABs. If you've been watching my videos, you know all that. Well, we had those conversations, what they wanted to know. Excuse me, we had those conversations, what they wanted to know. Mostly trying to they wanted me to focus somewhere where my focus is not. That's where I'm going to put it. I'm just not focused that way. I'm getting old, and I want to stop some of this drama. What's drama to me isn't drama to other people, but it's drama all the same. And I don't need it. I've got to be careful for my own health. Well, I thought I was done after that conversation, but I had another conversation. Evidently, all of this is open to whoever wants to listen to it on the channel, these channels. And I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I ended up talking to Saye of Venus. She's one of the very few left there besides the ASABs that are there. We pulled the people off of Mercury, and they went to Venus, and she's on Venus. She is the leader at Venus, has been the leader for a very long time. She's a Tau ray. There are a lot of Tau rays in our solar system. She asked me about doing a travel view to her world again, like I done once before. I did a travel view to Saye on Venus. It was very difficult for me. It didn't last very long. I think it was maybe 15, 20 minutes, and that was all I could stand. I had to get out. And I'm not as strong now as I was then. So I just told her so. So all of a sudden, they got this thing where they wanted to talk with the people of Terra about getting me down for medicals. Then I said, no, I wasn't coming down just to have medicals. I'm not having it. Just not having it. And I just assume not have it until it's upstairs. It's up on the surface as well, from inner Terra to the surface. But that may not hold up. I may not can keep my word on that one. If it's offered and I'm there, I'll take it. That's not what I've said in the past. In the past, I was like, when we can have it on the surface, I'll take it. But I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to say that. I've got more problems now than I had then. And if I don't do something, when I'm given this opportunity, I better take it. And the wife is going to take it. She don't know that yet. It's a requirement. I have to require that one. Health and high quality of living is much better than what we're both facing. So that's a requirement I have now of her going to inner Terra. Of course, I don't think I'd have to ask but once. I think it would be assumed that this would be going to happen. As council leader, I think it would be assumed that this would happen. But we'll see. Say was all about wanting a ship to transport me there to receive healing if I wouldn't take it from inner Terra. That was what the whole conversation was about. And I said, no, I'm not going to do something crazy haired like that. Maybe some point in the future, if I get what Lockman and others tell me, if that happens, then maybe I would like to visit every major colony world in our solar system. But that may just be a fantasy of mine. It may never be something more than what it sounds like. And if all this other happens, if and if and if, I'm going to be one very old looking, very old man by the time it all comes around. And I imagine I'll be a bit crotchety and ain't going to want to go traveling all I imagine I'll be old crotchety, old elder for people. And I think that's okay. I really do. It's gonna have to play out anyhow. It's just gonna have to. I just can't let it play out any other way. And as much as that may sound something weird or odd or something, I can't help that. By the time I got done talking with Saye about this health stuff and medicals, I was pretty tired. It was almost an hour and 20 minutes. So I got off, told as many as I could in the DOT that I knew they were waiting on me. I told them I appreciated their support while I was absent for all the reasons that I was absent, and that I would come back as soon as I could, even if it was a travel view, because they have some questions. And I couldn't do the answers today. I just could not. I'm tired. It takes a lot out to do this travel view thing. And I'm just basically an average human with a couple of abilities. And so I have to take care of myself or I can't do anything. Right? That's how I see it. So there wasn't no major news really. Nothing was really major. It was all like we want you to do this kind of thing. We would like you to do this request. It wasn't demanding, it was a request. And I just kind of, it's not time. I have other things to do. There's no time. And that's how I'm going to leave that on this video. And as I am really tired, I'm probably not going to be back on the rest of the day today. I think I done made like 3 videos today, and that's enough. Plus all the time travel viewing in between that video and this one. So I'm really tired. And I appreciate it I appreciate those who come by and watch this video and find out what I've got to say, as always. Terrans for Terra. Give others the love, peace, and empathy and compassion that you would want in return. That's all I'm asking. And do the best at that you can. That's all. That's all it ever has been. But it means in the end the ways of how we do things on the surface. It will mean that. And that's coming. And this is Larry. And I'm out. Thank you.